Today I'm going to show you how you can color grade your HLG footage in a very few simple steps. Now I will be using Final Cut Pro, but then the steps are pretty much similar if you are using Premiere Pro or DaVinci Resolve. The main thing is that you understand the difference between HLG and D-Log medium and what exactly it means for your footage and what exactly can you do with it. The good thing about HLG is that any footage that's shot in HLG can be viewed on HDR and SDR capable devices. Now you might ask, what's HDR? So HDR stands for High Dynamic Range and SDR stands for Standard Dynamic Range. So HDR, which is High Dynamic Range, has a much larger color gamut, which means that you have a lot more room to play with your highlights or shadows or give your videos a certain look. Now, even if you were to convert HDR footage into Rec.709, which is the most standard color space provided by a lot of devices, you will have a lot more dynamic range to play with when color grading your footage. So let's dive in. Let's see what steps are involved and how you can quickly color grade it. Okay, so it's a very straightforward process. Let me quickly show you. So I have this project that I created earlier. If you go and have a look at the settings, so I've just named it HLG. But if you just go and have a look at the video formats, it's 4K. In the rendering, I normally use, because it's Final Cut Pro and I'm shooting in HDR or HLG, I prefer to just use Apple ProRes 4444. And the reason for that is because it gives me a lot more dynamic range. I think I get most out of my footage once I'm on that setting. So once I have that project created, I will simply just drag all my footage that I previously downloaded, previously recorded in my Osmo Pocket 3 in the HLG mode. As you can see that the footage is just very flat. If you just look at the sky, the grass, or the roof on these houses on the right side. Just a very straightforward process. All you have to do is select the footage. I mean, as long as you're just selecting the footage that was shot in HLG, you can simply just select it all, or you can apply an adjustment layer and then apply the setting. But select all the footage, come down to, you click on information, and sometime this is on basics, but you can go and change it to settings. Once you're in settings, you will simply go to color space override. Now, because the project is in Rec.709, what we are doing is we are overriding the color space. And the options we have are Rec.2020, Rec.2020 PQ. I'm not entirely sure what that means, but we have Rec.2020 HLG. Now, if I apply Rec.2020, it does, add a lot of color and bring lots of shadows and highlights. But if I go and choose Rec.2020 HLG, now you will see that it just brings out so much detail, in the footage. So there you have it. It's a very straightforward process. Literally takes a minute. Now, there is a lot more you can do with the footage. You can actually apply, let's say you can apply a adjustment layer. And once you have the adjustment layer, you can then go ahead, for instance, once you have the adjustment layer, you can go to your inspector on the right side, and then you can actually choose, there are lots of custom LUTs that I have bought online, but for instance, I have these IMDb movie LUTs, and let's say if I want to apply, let's say, Lord of the Rings, just to give an example. Now, probably not the best example, but it's just to show you that HDR just gives you, or HLG just gives you so much more, freedom to play with your footage, versus if you just shot in D-Log medium. Nothing wrong with it. If you're in rush, by all means, feel free to go ahead and use that as well. But I personally always use HLG mode on my Osmo Pocket 3. And if you're just basically just going about a day and just recording or shooting a vlog, you don't even have to go for HLG or D-Log medium. Just go with the standard, shooting mode, and that's in most cases absolutely sufficient. DJI does have very good, color science in their sensor, so you should be pretty okay just with that. And that's about it really. So if you found this video helpful, I would really appreciate if you give it a like or subscribe to my channel. I'm a new YouTuber. I'm just trying to start this channel just now, so every like or every subscribe really makes the world to me, and I really appreciate your help. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Bye.